welcome. I'm super glad to have you here and to be here, like always, in this way. Another session at the Lighthouse, a resiliency session. So much is going on, right? And so much is going on in the outer world, so much is going on in the organization, so much is going on in our individual organisms. And I want to take today in our session to tune into the very important point of focus, which is the fertile ground of the body. We want to do everything that we can as practitioners to transform the soil in the riverbed deep, if you will, to change the mineralization of the silt in the substantive nature of who we are, so that it really is fertile ground for any teaching, for any revelation, for any opportunity, for any insight, for any collaboration, for anything that is coming our way and wanting to grow inside of us. So, a lot of us are working in our gardens right now, and we're tilling the soil and we're preparing for planting. Maybe we've already begun planting, and the same thing is happening metaphorically and physically in the substance of our bodies. So if you're like, forget about it, lady, I am angry, I'm slovenly, I'm scared out of my mind about the unknowns of the world, I'm a lost cause. If you ever have these kinds of thoughts arise or cross, the terrain of your mind, welcome to the club. We all have these feelings of feeling like we're wet logs, that we're never going to catch fire with the magnificence of awakening. But that's the thing about practice, is that it allows us to begin where we are, to generate humility and to generate vitality wherever we are, and it fans us off. Even if we're totally soggy and sopping wet and seemingly completely incapable of igniting, it dries us out so that we can get ignited by the practice, and so that we can become more purposeful, more powerful. So let's begin. This is a beautiful tandem practice that is going to rinse out and soothe your kidneys and your spleen. This is a really good time of year, really every day of the year is a good day of the year to take care of the kidney chi and the spleen chi, but right now, and especially here on the isthmus, because we've got what I call a lady rain, which is a very beautiful, gentle, sustained falling rain. It's very nourishing. So watch here. I think I'm going to actually lose my scarf for the demo. So I'm going to bring my hand first to my belly. I'll start with my left hand, and I'm going to bring my hand up to my heart, and then out to my shoulder, and then down the length of the arm, so that I can then use my hand to press. I'm pressing my right hand so that the palm is now facing my heart, and then I'm going to press the palm now to face, in this case, to face you, to face the screen. And then I'll join the left hand up and circle the hands in, and then bring the hands to the belly. Let's just start with that. I'm going to isolate the practices so that we do, this is for the spleen. We'll do the spleen first, and then we'll do the kidney second, okay? So bring your left hand, please. And we're generating vitality. We're generating purity. We're generating chi in the spleen. Left hand to your belly. And then bring your left hand up to your heart and pass it over to the shoulder. Maybe you even want to look in that direction. Reach the right arm forward, hang the fingertips down, and then press as you draw the hand down the length of the right arm. And once your left hand is now to the wrist, then transition it so the palm of the left hand is on the top of the right hand, and press. You're creating a kind of talisman with the hands. Here we have this mudra, this talisman, this protection, this purification. Now bring the palm of the left hand to the palm of the right hand and lift the right fingertips up. Push from the nucleus of the right shoulder joint out of the palm of the right hand. Bring the left hand up to join the right, and circulate both hands in, out, and up. Good, and then bring your hands back in towards your hara, to the hara. Extend your left arm out. Bring your right hand to your belly. And bring your right hand up to your heart. Bring your right hand to your left shoulder. Look to the left. Isolate this moment, opening the subtle channels. And then bring the right hand down the length of the arm. Let every small movement be of great assistance in turning your body into a fertile ground for mindfulness. Press the palm of the right hand into the back of the left hand. Create this talisman. Breathe deep into it. Breathe all the way through it. We've been talking a lot this week about being breath doulas, about hollowing out the bones of the body-mind organism with the medicine of the breath. Good. Now, bring the right palm to the left palm and pull the fingertips back. And bring the right hand alongside the left hand. Open the eyes of the palms, circulate the hands in, down, out, and up. Good, and then bring your hands into your hara. Sit up even straighter. Travel well inside of the form. Travel well through the practice. Extend the right arm out, hang the fingertips. Bring your left hand to your belly. Feel the contact, feel that point of contact. Bring the hand up to the heart. Look to the right. Left hand to the right shoulder. Travel well as the hand moves down the length of the arm into the hand, and then press the left palm into the top of the right hand. Create the talisman. Good, now bring the left palm to the fingertips of the right hand. Push the right palm forward, pull the fingertips back. Left hand joining the right hand. Hands in, down, out, and up. Hands now into the hara. Left hand, this will be our last one. Left hand forward, left arm forward, fingers down. Bring the right hand up to the heart, over to the shoulder. Look to the side. And slowly travel with the right hand. Recognize, friends, that the hands at the ends of your own wrists are healing hands. This is a seminal lesson that we can all be activating and integrating in this quarantine time. When I'm not working with you one-on-one at the zone, I'm working with you virtually as an avatar here on the screen. Use your hands to create medicine within yourself. Let your breath be a doula. Bring the fingers of your right hand to the fingers of the left hand. Now push out of the nucleus of the left shoulder joint, out of the base of the palm. Hang your head back. Sophisticate the whole thing by pulling your navel in at the end of the exhale. Lift your navel up towards the diaphragm, the bottom of the heart. Move the tectonic plates of the inner terrain. Good. Hang the head back to neutral. Join the right hand with the left hand. Push, push, push. Fingers in, down, out, and up. And then neutralize the gaze and bring your hands to the hara. So working with our spleen is super, I catch myself always saying, super important. It's one of these things that I say, but it's super important. Working with your spleen energy and keeping it clean and vibrant and bright, especially right now in our inner world and in our outer world. Why? Because it helps us to grieve well. Have you thought about the importance of grieving well? If we don't grieve well, then we get hung up and only partially capable of moving on into the magnificence of a possible future that we are all proactively creating, right? So if we are partially hung up still glued into and locked down by some past situation or circumstance or some self-sabotaging habit pattern, then we're only going with part of ourselves forward. So it helps us to grieve well so that we can practice completion energy in the vinyasa, which means to move with an absence of resistance, in the vinyasa of every situation and every moment. A vinyasa has an initiation, it has a sustain, and it has a completion energy. So we want to complete that loop so that we're fresh. So this is for the kidneys. Okay, this is big medicine. So I'm going to lift my energy up to the heart and pushing it forward, and then fanning the arms out to the side and bringing them back. Now your fingertips can either be, maybe you can see it in the mirror. I'm lifting my hands up a little bit higher so you can see it in the mirror. Your fingertips can be pointing down, or they can be pointing up. Pointing the fingers up is going to be a little bit more of a challenging rotation, but I know some of you will be capable of it, but frankly it doesn't matter which direction your fingertips are going. Your kidneys are going to respond immediately and optimally to the warmth and the presence of the touch of your healing hands at the end of your wrists. Once the hands are placed at the kidneys, climb the spine and then rinse them by pushing forward through the sternum and creating a little compression in the address of the kidneys. And then release. We'll bring the hands around the front of the body and do the whole thing. And we'll do the whole thing again, okay? So bring your hands up to the level of your heart. Offer the energy forward. Push the chi. We've been working with 10 to 15 pounds worth of pressure as we push. And then open. And bring the hands back behind you. Decide. Maybe you decide once you get there what feels appropriate and accessible, fingertips down or fingertips up. Then climb the spine and hang your head back. And push your sternum forward to create the rinse, the detoxification, and the immediate translation of vibrant life energy into your kidneys. Normalize your gaze first, and then bring your hands around the side body and back to the hara. Inhale out. Stay really relaxed. Relaxation is your natural flow. Push the chi, 10 to 15 pounds worth of pressure. Open. Fan the arms back. Notice that I'm letting my head and neck go through this full range of movements. Be curious about how you can be drawing your navel in and up through the trillions of cells inside of the wonder of your inner body. Staying calm, multi-dimensional, multi-directional equilibrium, passing through and penetrating every facet of who you are. Bring your hands out to the side and back to the hara, and just settle into that for a moment. Settle into the felt reality of what the practice did for you, what it moved for you. When we work with our kidneys, which we just did, and by the way, to be the broken IP record, by the way, you could do that kidney practice as a micro practice for 15 minutes. You could do it for 7 minutes. So effective. You'll move so much energy. And when we work with moving kidney chi, we are given the revelation that there is a way through every block. When the kidney chi is blocked, then we start feeling like things are impossible and that there's no way through and that things are apocryphal. But when the kidney chi is flowing and healthy, then we we don't spend a lot of time worrying about our way through the blocks. We just navigate through the blocks. Okay, so I want to do a Kapalabhati practice, and I'll have you take your arms up and plug the index, middle ring, and pinky fingers into the base of the palm. Press in, and then have the arms up and out at a V. Okay. And so, if you happen to be new to Kapalabhati, which is possible based on the numbers of the participants in the call, you're going to use your nose for this breath of fire practice, and it's going to sound like this. So every time I exhale, I'm pulling my abdominal wall in and up, which is lifting and circulating and cultivating that feedback loop, lifting the life force energy, lifting my attention into the upper decks, into the higher octaves of my awareness. Wherever your attention goes, your life energy is going to flow. It's one of the universal laws of chi. So let's give this a try. Create a pace that's really sustainable for yourself, okay? So plug the index, middle, ring, and pinky fingers into the top of the palm and press so that you feel that happening. And then extend the thumbs in towards your spinal line, towards the axis that's extending out of the crown of the head as a continuum of the spine. And then begin the fire breathing. Even if I stop and talk to you, keep the practice going. Tune in to the alignment of your rib cage. Have your low ribs drawn in and your buttock bones tucked down. Couple more, just a couple more. And bring the practice to a close. So similarly, we're going to stay in a similar container. So this is a meditation for addictions. And again, if you like to categorize things and categorize yourself and define where it is that you fit in within the flow of things, and you're like, well, I don't have addictions, then dig a little deeper. So on the path of mindfulness, addictions is not exclusively pointing to drugs and alcohol and things like this. Many of us, frankly, most of us, truthfully, all of us, are indulging in some kind of addiction that usually includes depression or fatigue or apathy or anxiety or overwhelm or some iteration of that kind of thing, right? So when we do this meditation, it's like drawing a line in the sand and saying, I refuse to continue to invest in my self-sabotaging habit patterns. This is really important to develop a kind of ruthlessness, a kind of sobriety for ourselves and from within ourselves with respect to waking up to the whole of who we can be. And with respect to getting unhooked, with respect to dropping the knife that we're holding, that is hurting ourselves. So that we can be master code writers of our own presence and our own awareness and our own radiance. Master code writers, this is important. So similarly, we're going to do this, but we're going to bring it down and we're going to plug it in at the temples. So you're plugging in and then you're lifting up. So you're going to do the breath of fire while pressing in here, and we're going to do it for a few minutes. It might feel provocative, and that's great. You want it to be that way, okay? Because then you know that it's moving things. It's taking the trash out. And it happens to be trash day here on Baldwin Street. So let's do that. So create the mudra, the talisman, and then plug it into the temples, sitting up nice and straight. Same breathing technology, okay? The breath of fire. Inhale wholeheartedly, and then exhale, launch the process. Keep it going. One last detail that I forgot to articulate. Look at the tip of your nose. Okay, look at the tip of the nose. Staying relaxed. Remember, even when I talk, you keep going. Relaxation is your original flow. Detoxing doubt out of your field. Detoxing the doubt out of your field so that the space that is your internal abode is a very beautiful space to be. Fertile ground for growth, for liberation, for communication, for contribution. A couple more, keep it going, stay up, stay up, stay up. Code your body. Code every living cell with wisdom and patterns of power and peace. Code your body. Use your breath as the incredible mechanism that's doing that for you here and now, undeniably. Travel well in the practice. Keep it up. A couple more. So when we become master code writers, then we have ongoing, enduring access to our passion principles so that we can live a joyful life, and to our charisma codes, to our accountability, and all the rest. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all home to the abode of the belly, to the home of the hara in your belly. And again, bear witness. Witness consciousness, bearing witness to what all has just moved for you in a magnetic and magnificent way, generating vitality, exercising biological compassion. Without fail, the practice moves us, it transports us. Inhale wholeheartedly, and exhale into emptiness. So this next practice, this is a magnetic reset practice. So I'm going to bring my hands about 3 to 5 inches away from my ears, like so. And then I'm going to pull my shoulder blades down, and I'm going to push. I'm not pushing so as to make contact, but I'm pushing again. It's that 10 to 15 pounds worth of pressurization. So access that feeling. So you're going to create a circle shape with the mouth, and you're going to drink the breath in deeply, pouring hope into the bones. And hold. Let the breath branch and pattern through the mycelial matrix of the body. And exhaling out of the nose. Do this enduringly for the next few minutes. Looking at the tip of the nose as this practice is happening. And then exhaling out of the nose. Start to feel your field. Getting uncluttered, getting cleaned up. No garbage in there. Vibrate the universe on the mantra of the breath. Don't pop out of it the minute that you start feeling like you're on fire. Soften in that moment. Let it clean up your subconscious mind. Not just the conscious mind. Deep, deep, deep into the subconscious mind. So that as an awareness activist, which you are, as a practitioner of this kind of stuff, so that as an awareness activist, you can stop putting subconscious tacks in the road. And stop blowing your tires. You won't be asleep at the wheel. Master code writers for our presence and our awareness and our resiliency. Breathing it in deep. Make this moment matter. You only get to be in this moment once. You know, keep it going. There's this fantastic old Zen saying that I love. And it says, you should sit in meditation, which you are right now. You should sit in meditation for 20 minutes a day, unless you're too busy. And then you should sit for an hour. Do what you know to be right for yourself from within yourself, so as to cultivate a deep ecology of rejuvenative wellness in the systems of your being. A deep ecology of rejuvenative wellness. And as you vibrate the universe on the mantra of the breath at the level of the subconscious mind, the universe hears the call and it clears the way. Two more. So this feeling that you're feeling in your body right now, this is what I call sweet pain. It's not hot pain, it's not injury. It's the sensation of you moving in the right direction. Well done. Good job. Thank you. And bring your hands now down to your lap. And sitting for a moment. You know, one of the seminal lessons of a life of mindfulness is that you realize that happiness is a choice, no matter what the circumstances may be. And, you know, we're moving through things that we've never moved through as a species. Choose happiness and let your practice help you in all the wild and effective ways in which it can. Let it help you to live a life, your life, fully, and to live happily. So that brings us to an exact close. I didn't go over time. This is a very rare occurrence. I usually lose track of time in these resiliency sessions, but it's exactly noon. Thank you so much. I wanna leave you with a quote from Confucius, and he said, "The man who moves mountains begins by carrying small stones." Carrying small stones. So clean up the terrain that is the fertile ground of your being, one small stone at a time. Before you know it, you'll have moved mountains and find yourself in a vast, wide, open, new adventure horizon. Thank you so much for being here, friends. Sat Nam. Namaste.